Hey everyone, welcome back to Mechanical Moments. Okay, I'm gonna say it, this watch is dangerous, because once you see it in real life, you start thinking, wait, why am I paying so much for other watches? This is the Sugess S457 using the Seagull ST1907 manual wind chronograph. And the reason it's special is simple. You get a chronograph plus a power reserve indicator plus a Swanneck regulator in a watch that feels like it's priced in the wrong category. Let me show you what happens the moment you pick it up. The case feels solid. It's not light, it's not hollow. This is 165 grams on bracelet. You feel it. And then you see the dial. This dial has that expensive watch vibe. Not because it's copying something, but because the finishing and the layout are just clean. Now yes, the design vibe is definitely in the black beige territory. But the moment you notice the power reserve gauge, it becomes its own thing. Alright, let's talk wrist fit. It's 41mm diameter, 11mm thick, 49mm lug to lug. On paper, that sounds like it could be chunky, but on wrist, it wears surprisingly balanced. And here's something I like. Even people with smaller wrists don't feel like it's swallowing the arm. It sits down, it doesn't float. One thing though, the lug width is 21mm, so strap shopping is slightly annoying. Not a deal breaker, just annoying. Okay, dial time, because this is where the addiction starts. First, the colors. Black and white are the safe choices. But those crazy colors, teal, pink, lime, green, they're basically dopamine dials. This watch is not shy, it wants attention. Now layout. 2 sub-dials for the chrono, strong hands, bold markers, and that power reserve indicator at 4 o'clock position. Let's pause here. Power reserve indicator. Why is actually awesome? Because this is a manual wind watch, so you have to wind it, and instead of guessing, you literally see how much energy is left. That's not just cool, it's practical. Like if you rotate watches often, this feature is gold. You grab it, you look at the gauge, you know exactly what's going on. And honestly, it makes winding fun. The crystal, domed sapphire, make it feel premium. Now look at this. That's a domed sapphire crystal. This is one of the easiest ways to make a watch feel premium because it has depths, reflections, and that vintage distortion at angles. Is it perfectly anti-reflective? Not always. Sometimes under harsh light, you'll see the reflection. Some people wish it had stronger AR coating, but even with that, it still looks super clear most of the time. Alright, Lume. This watch has no right to have Lume this good, but it does. It's bright, it's clean, it lasts. You know when Lume looks patchy or weak? Not here. It's one of the better Lume jobs I've seen around this price. The movement. Now we get to the nerdy part, but I'll keep it simple. Inside is the Seagull ST1907. It's manual wind, chronograph, column wheel, power reserve indicator, and it has a Swanneck regulator. That combination is the reason this watch exists. Column wheel. Why we should care? Column wheel chronographs usually feel nicer. Start and stop feels more crisp and controlled. When you press the pusher, it doesn't feel mushy. It feels deliberate. Swanneck. Why is cool? Swanneck is basically a fine adjustment system for regulating the movement. It's a detail usually seen in watches that cost much more. It doesn't automatically make it better, but it's a sign that Sugess is serious with this. Accuracy and detail use. Now real world behavior. A lot of these run really well. Some are around +2 to +3 seconds per day, some a bit more. For a mechanical chronograph, that's impressive. Now here's my main complaint. The chronograph pushers are screwed down. Good, that's actually nice because you won't accidentally activate the chrono. But the main crown is not screwed down, and that makes people question the 100-meter rating. Personally, I treat this as daily wear, rain okay, hand washing okay, but I'm not swimming with it. If you want that don't think about it, water watch, this isn't it. Let's talk bracelet honestly. It looks good, finishing matches the case, but it's not the star of the show. The big complaint is pins instead of screws, limited micro adjust, and some people find it a bit rattly or sharp. Now the funny part, put it on a leather strap and the whole watch transforms. Black dial on black leather, instant pilot white. White dial on brown leather, super classy. Teal dial on rubber, summer monster. This is one of those watches that loves straps. Now I have to say this movement is beautiful, and it's a shame you can't see it. A display caseback would make this watch feel even more special, because if you're giving me a column wheel chrono with Swanneck, let me see it. Not a deal breaker, but it's a missed opportunity. So, should you buy it? If you want a mechanical chronograph, manual winding, a power reserve indicator, great Lume, domed sapphire, strong value, this is one of the best bang for buck watches right now. If you need perfect bracelet, perfect AR coating, I can swim it and forget about it, then you might want something else. But if you want a watch that feels special every time you wear it, this is it. Alright, that's my take on the Sugess S457. If you enjoyed this review, hit like, subscribe, and tell me which color would you pick. Black, white, teal, pink, or that crazy lime green. And if you want, I can do a full strap guide for this watch next. See you in the next one.